That is where manpower development comes in, because you said that much yesterday at the World Press Conference. Perhaps let's recap and see how far you have gone in all of that. Mr. Okara also gave an example. Once upon a time, so many Bayelsans were living outside Bayelsa, but now some like him have started coming back home to see what they can do. Manpower development can also be tied to education. So let's talk about education policy of the government and see how that has transformed the lives of the young men and women and children in Bayelsa State to the extent that they can fit into this investment infrastructure that you're creating now that will help them get a better Bayelsa in the future.
Well, thank you very much. As I came on board, we declared a state of emergency. That's very well known.
In the sector.
In education. And not only did we just declare it for the sake of that, that's the easiest part. But here, when we say something, we do it. We walk the talk. And we have rolled out an ambitious program of turning around the educational sector in this state. How? Within this short period, we have built several schools. Primary schools, over 500 built with quarters for their teachers. Quietly, we don't talk much about those things. But the people know it, they feel it. Now, that does not mean that we have covered every primary school. So you could still see some primary schools that need attention. That is understandable. After all, we've just been for 2 years. But the point is that the direction is clear. The secondary education side is where we are, I think, making our most profound revolutionary changes and interventions. How are we doing it? We are building 25 constituency-based secondary schools, all with boarding facilities. And they are all set now. They are built to take off by September, at the commencement of the next academic session.
What about the quality of the teachers? Are you investing in training?
Yes, I'm coming. These are schools we're building, but we know, as you rightly said, Chamberlain, teachers are, in our estimations, the most important, the most critical component, because, you can build any structure, however beautiful, it will serve no purpose if the teacher doesn't have the skills or the right values. How are we addressing it? We're going to start in the next 1 month. It's like a university we have built from the scratch called the Teachers Training Academy. It is there. Whatever we say in our government, whatever you hear from Ms. Chamberlain, is real. That's why you must have heard that they call me talk and do. When we say something, we do it. So it's not propaganda. That's why we've been doing most of these profound things without people outside Bayelsa hearing much. But very soon, we're going to unveil everything we are doing to the rest of the country and the rest of the world. So teachers training, we are taking care of it. The Teachers Training Academy will train teachers. Going forward, we want all our teachers to pass through that school for you to be in any school, private or public, in Bayelsa. We're not doing that for them to be sanctioned. No. We are doing that for them to update their skills, for them to acquaint themselves with modern techniques about...
What about those in the civil service? Training, manpower development for your staff?
We're just talking of teachers. And yes. I was just going to say that we have a firm of Canadians supported by their government that are working with us. It's a robust partnership we have built to ensure that training for teachers continue. You talked about civil servants. Yes, we are also opening the civil service training school. And I think that will start off before the end of this year.
Your Excellency,
it's also critical.
Just quickly to the summit again. You said that this is not going to be a talk shop. Yes. This is a place where you're going to be signing MOUs and potential business partners should be taken up from here, so to speak. What are some of the MOUs that will be signed at this particular conference?
Well, the details, at my level, I deal with the grand picture and give clear directive and mobilize the resources, human and otherwise, to ensure that the objectives are met. I don't therefore have all the details of the several collaborations that will be concluding. I said that, and I mean it, our summit is not intended to be a talk shop, but we have to make it a workshop. That is, it has to be an opportunity for making deals and closing deals. So it's not just about listening to fine economic theories and so on and so forth. It's about giving people an opportunity to come to Bayelsa now that they can see the opportunities, know our areas of strength on power, on agriculture, on aquaculture, on palm plantation, on this, on that, then on tourism and all of this. You won't believe that in Bayelsa, the investments we have made in healthcare delivery, for example, are such that nobody needs to go to India and Nigeria. The next place people will come for diagnosis and for treatment is Bayelsa State. You have a world-class diagnostic center that we have set up there.
Already in place.
Already, yeah. Already.
It would definitely
a
be.
lot has been going on without talking much
It
about
will be interesting to see it when we finally go on the tour, which,
yes,
you know,
yes.
we understand we'll be going on much later.
Yes.
But do you have any idea? You say you don't have the details of the major companies coming in to sign some MOUs with
Well,
you?
I am aware that there are a lot of investors who have expressed interest in the power sector. Remember, we are the state of oil and gas. This state has almost 40% of our nation's oil and gas deposits. As a matter of fact, this state has more gas deposits than any other. And when we are talking about using gas for electricity, Bayelsa is the place to be. And a lot of people know that. The whole of this state is gas, gas, gas. After all, don't forget, this state pioneered this gas to power project, the NIPP, the first private sector, the first power plant, gas turbine plant, was started by the old river state, located in Miringi here in Bayelsa, which is serving us well. We are refurbishing it. We ourselves have a capacity by December to generate about 100 megawatts. Because this state is gas. And the major problem, which of course those who are investing in the power sector know this even much more than we do, is that it's not enough to buy a power plant, a gas plant and so on. Perhaps the most critical component is access to gas. And a lot of people know this, that in Bayelsa, that's why you have gas in abundance. So instead of going to areas and putting in money where they have no access to gas, they are coming here. So I know that there are a lot of investors who have almost at the point of concluding deals, and we have made out a clear policy by which we have created a heavy industrial layout for them. It is marked out. We have acquired, surveyed the place, and so we are waiting for them to conclude, and then we allocate these places for them to set up power plant. Bayelsa wants to be #1 in the area of power in Nigeria.
All right. In 2012, you said, I think it was at that transparency briefing, 4 billion wasn't enough for the IGR, the tax at the time, and you were not happy about that. But earlier this year, you spoke about some 10 billion so far. So if you also did say people should prepare for tax,
Yeah.
and that you're going to come after tax.
Yeah.
Now, if that is not sufficient, because you have a lot of infrastructural developments going on, will the state borrow money?
Well, if you are running a government, you cannot say you're not going to borrow money at all. You can only speak for what you know, talk about what you know up till now. But government is a complex machine, and particularly a government that is pursuing a robust and comprehensive development agenda. So we take things as they come. Like last week, I approached the House of Assembly to give us the permission to guarantee a facility taken by one of our companies to put in place an airport in conjunction with the federal government. And that airport will be delivered with the arrangements I've made. That airport will be delivered before the end of next year.
Well,
so that is critical. Now you talked about taxation. Yes, when we took over, the IGR was so poor because, as I said, there's no industrial presence. There's no private sector presence in Bayelsa. Everything is government. Civil servant, either going to work or you just have a name there, or a political appointee, and it's from one government appointment to the other, and so that is a livelihood. And I've said, listen, we have to be responsible citizens. For those of you who are in the public service, you must pay your fair contribution. Make your fair contribution. Pay your right tax as prescribed not by me or by any law of the state, but by the federal laws. There's a law they call the Personal Income Tax Act. That is a federal legislation. That is what regulates what you, Chamberlain, is paying as tax, wherever you reside. So that law was not observed because, I mean, people didn't feel concerned, or maybe there was an assumption that there was too much money. I said, listen, we have a robust agenda. Everybody must contribute. So we are dealing with that, and I think that everybody is adjusting to it. I've spent a great deal of political capital on matters like this, on these social reforms, and I have no regrets doing that, but that's the right thing to do. Now, the next stage is when we attract, and that is why we're attracting industries, so that when they come, they can now show up again at IGL. We are working on systems by which we will also get companies and others who are doing business here, who are making profit, to also contribute. Yes.
All right, that's where we had to let it go today. We've been speaking with His Excellency, Honorable Siraki Dickson, Governor of Bayelsa State, and this first edition, actually, of this Unlocking Bayelsa State's Economic Potential, Challenges and Opportunities. Thank you for coming on this morning, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, my country people, and welcome again to Yenagoa.
Thank you. We'll be back after this. I beg your pardon. That's all. We're drawing the curtains, actually. Oh dear.
It's a wrap.
Flies. Well, that's it today. We'll see you. We will also be here tomorrow for the same purpose in Yenagoa about this investment forum. Thank you for watching. I'm Chamberlain. What's up?
Thank you. I'm Maupe Ugun.
Many thanks. I'm Slimer Lede.